truth, justice, and the American way. Dean Cain had gotten into a little bit of trouble for saying, well, not trouble, he just made a little bit of a rah-rah for saying he wouldn't be able to say that today. And, well, in a lot of ways, in a lot of respects, he's right. There's been this media obsession with just degrading and shitting all over the United States of America. And I gotta say, as somebody who grew up in the age of, made in America, and, like, G.I. Joe was a huge toy line during my childhood, in the thought that this country stood for ideals that were greater than one president or any individual American it was widely accepted. But since the election of Donald Trump and the the insane amounts of estrogen coming out of the left, particularly with the whole BLM thing, everything's racist, everything's sexist, everything's, terrible. America's so bad. America's so awful. When's we's gonna be free? Like, seriously, it's just, guys, this country is amazing. Just like this woman's cake right here. All right, this country is fantastic. And really, the American way is what's on display and what will be on display throughout the course of this video. Hot chicks, the flag, cash and capitalism and explosions and awesomeness, because that's who and what we as a nation, as a collective, are. We're awesome. It's great. Like, yo, think about it. Think about a lot of the instances throughout history, the way we've been able to use capitalism in a lot of ways to quell, conflict. What's the name? The beef, the real beef with the Cold War, that got solved because America basically was like, hey, let's get to this money. Like, America's, how do I put it? Like the end goal will be profit, will be capitalism, and it will, it kind of, it placates everyone to an extent. There's a video that I did way back in the start of this channel where I used a clip from the movie I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, where he's going to see this black revolutionary, and he's like, yo, like, I thought the People's Revolutionary Army was once 500 people deep. He was like, yeah. He was like, what happened? And the revolutionary goes, they got jobs. They went into the government buildings to fight. All came out with jobs with benefits. like capitalism, it really is a combining force here in the nation, because that mentality, like, hey, look, let's just get to this bread, is one that the country spreads and ultimately works in a lot of instances. And the crazy part about all of it is that how do I put this? The best thing you could see that would explain this far better than I ever could is an episode of South Park where, we can be hypocrites. Ultimately, we can sit here and cry about how we don't like this, that, or the third. And ultimately, in many ways, in many respects, we do get to it. We will eventually get around to it. We will find a way to capitalize off of it and, get around it and move on. That's one of the things that this nation is really good at, is how we, have and keep so many friends. But either ways, I wanted to get into this clip from Dean Cain. This is the 4th of July video. I don't know if you guys recognize it as such, but I want to get into this clip from Dean Cain. Oh, there we go. Where, he's talking about this Time magazine piece. Now, I've said on this channel several times that Time is not to be taken seriously as a publication or as an outlet. They clearly have an agenda. I've said this, but last week everyone was going a little bonkers about this article that they put out on superheroes. Now, Dean Cain is a Superman that I'm actually rather familiar with because he played the role on TV for ABC in the early 90s, like 1993 or so. And Terry Hatcher, oh my God. Yeah, my God, Terry Hatcher was absolutely stunning in that show. But, they had him on Fox to talk about the op-ed where they say superheroes are cops with capes. And let's just get into this.
Good morning, Ainsley.
What do you think? First, it was Paw Patrol.
Got me a little fired up.
I'm sure. All right, first it was Paw Patrol. It was the war on cops. Now superheroes. You were a superhero, and now you're a police officer. What do you think?
Look, I played a superhero on television. This is insane to me, though, because these people will scream anti-police rhetoric all day long, but when their life is threatened and they need a hero, they will dial 911 and a police officer will show up.
He's 100% right. I didn't know he'd become a cop. And did you know his name's actually Dean Tanaka? Like, our Superman in the 90s was Japanese. That's awesome. Once again, America's awesome. And when you sit here and bitch and complain, I saw somebody online earlier today say how this country's been so good to me and my family, but it hasn't been good to my people. My guy, your people is your family. Like, that's it. Like, that's exactly who if you can't sit here and say the country's hasn't been good to your people when your family is your people. So thusly, it's been good to your people. Yo, but there is this victim, I'm telling you, particularly within urban sets, there's this victim mindset like, yeah, America's screwed a lot of people over. It just hasn't screwed them over in the way that they're complaining about. I'll put it to you like that.
Because police officers are heroes. Now, yes, there have been some bad apples, there's been some bad situations, but 99.9% of all police officers are fantastic. They are there to serve and protect, and they do a fantastic job. This whole cancel culture thing that we're living in right now is crazy. It's like an early version of George Orwell's 1984. Up is down, war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. That's newspeak, and it's crazy. And what
everybody is always like, oh my goodness, we're slowly approaching. Like, dude, we are balls deep in the middle of it right now. And why not go with Tanaka? I mean, seriously, like, why anglicize your name there, Dean Cain? I'm joking. I know. I mean, let's be real. This country has problems, but the fact that we try, the fact that like the nation, America, goes out of its way to really, not to really be polite. We that's something I guess the Brits keep pumping over into us is that, oh yes, you must be polite. You must be polite. No, not all the time. Sorry.
This article does in Time magazine, what they talk about, I mean, from the very beginning, she makes the author of this article makes a bunch of claims that are totally untrue. She says, in the real world, tolerance for law enforcement acting with impunity is eroding. Law enforcement acting with impunity has never been something we've tolerated, never will. Calls to defund the police have now gone mainstream. No, they haven't. Look at Seattle's chop zone. Look what happened there. Look at the crime statistics in New York City. Then she says Hollywood heroizes cops. And you can destroy that in one, just a list of titles: Training Day, Serpico, The Departed, The Wire, Black Klansman, Rampart, Rambo. I mean, the list goes on and on because...
The Shield, yeah, with Vic Mackey, love that show. Michael Chiklis, yeah, that's one. Like, I mean, some of our most compelling characters have been cops that have been pushed to the edge, he's unorthodox, but he gets the job done. Yeah. I don't want to sit here and say it romanticizes like the edgy cop at all, but it's true. It's just film. It's entertainment, and that's a big part of the problem with having the type of media, the media out the media the way that it is that they tend to take these things that are written and supposed to be and supposed to be entertaining and really try to correlate them to real life. And it's like, don't do that. Don't, please don't.
A bad cop is a great villain because they're not supposed to be bad. So this stuff all just drives me insane. I promise you, as Superman, I wouldn't today be allowed to say truth, justice, and the American way.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Well, yeah, her mind's blown. But the deal is that he's not 100% wrong because, well, I mean, you can say it, but you'll catch backlash because for some strange reason, after Obama's presidency, well, you know, honestly, it was going to be it was going to be a tough act to follow regardless. But regardless for anybody from the other team, I just didn't. I don't think really any of us realized how deeply rooted the anti-American communist slash socialist slash Marxist, or if you want to equate it to anything, the progressives. Because when I hear progressive from here on out, that's all I hear is communist, Marxist, socialist, agenda. How deeply embedded that would root, but it has rooted really, really deeply. And it's interesting to see this all shake out. But, you know, I believe that the nation will stand. The nation will continue to stand because that's what America does best. It gets to that money. We about money. We about explosions. We about cool, awesome, badass shit. And you know what? I love being an American. I really do, because it gives us an opportunity to try. The fact that, like, just in my life, I've been able to do so much more than my ancestors would have ever been able to think to do. And I get to do it like on a day-to-day basis. And that's amazing. It really is. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Don't be scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to get videos like this every single day. Share it because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Happy 4th of July. Seriously, enjoy your family. Enjoy the quote unquote freedom. Like, seriously, a 99% survival rate, and they still trying to push this mask thing. Are you kidding me? Like seriously, like, I genuinely believe this is an idiot test. Like, I have a 99.8% chance of surviving this, yet I'm supposed to completely freak out. I'm sorry, you can't give me those kinds of odds and then expect me, like, am I wrong? Am I nuts? That's a good question for the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay? And until the next one.